Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about using money to make change. You're going to learn how to make change by counting up coins. First, let's do a quick review of last week. You should be able to do this very quickly in your notebook. If this is what you wrote in your notebook, great job. Good review. Okay, now it's time to move on. First thing we need to know before we can make change is how to count to $1. There are a couple different coins we're going to play around with that I think will help you when making change. First, let's look at the quarter. There are, as we discussed before, 4 quarters in $1. So if I was going to count to $1 using quarters, it would sound like this: 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. When I'm making change and counting up, these numbers are going to be really important. These are going to be sort of benchmark numbers. We're going to look at, okay, I'm already at 50. I know I can use just 2 quarters to get to $1. Or once you've reached 75, all right, 1 more quarter from 75 will give me $1. These are going to be sort of those landmark numbers that we're really going to be looking at. Now, counting by tens. Every time we see a dime, we know we can count by tens. Here's the thing. It's really easy to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But sometimes when we're counting up, we're going to end up at different places. We might end up at counting from 85 to 95. We may end up counting from 70, 80, 90, 100. So dimes allow us to count by tens. Nickels. Nickels allow us to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on. We may also start in different places. I might start at 30 and have to say 30, 35, 40. I may start at 65 and need to count to 70 by adding 1 nickel. Anytime you need to add 5, you're going to use a nickel. Okay, so let's try one together. How much change am I going to get here? Let's say I went to the store and I bought something for 50 cents. I only have a $1 bill in my pocket, so I paid for it with a $1 bill. I give the person at the cash register my $1. I want to know how much change she's going to give me back. Chances are, if she has quarters in her drawer, she's going to use quarters because she's at 50. Remember, that was one of our landmark numbers. We went 25, 50, 75, $1. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to count back the amount of money I would get in change. So I'm going to start at 50, and I'm going to use quarters. So I'm going to say 50, 75, $1. My change would be 50 cents. I'm going to try it again, this time with 60 cents. Now, let's look at 60 cents. It's not 50, it's not 75. I'm not going to use a quarter right away. I have to think about it. 60. Oh, 60. It's a multiple of 10. I'm going to start with dimes. I'm going to go, let's see. I have 60. Now I have 70. Ooh, I'm getting close to that landmark number. I'm getting close to 75. So I'm going to add another nickel. So I have 60. Then I add the dime, 70. I add the nickel to the 70, and I now have 75 cents. 75 cents tells me that I can just add what? You guessed a quarter. You were right. From 75 to $1, I add 1 quarter. So it would sound like this when I counted back the money. I would put out my hand, and the lady working at the cash register would probably give me the dime, and she would say, 70 cents. She would give me the nickel. 75 cents. She would give me the quarter and say $1. So you count up to the dollar. Let's try another one. 58 cents. It's kind of a different kind of number. I can't just use dimes, nickels, or quarters. So I have to kind of start with pennies. So I'm going to try to get myself to a nice, easy counting number. So from 58, I'm going to add a couple pennies. So 58, 59, 60. Oh, 60. I can start counting by tens. So I have 60, 70. Now, from 70 again, I'm really close to that 75 landmark. So I'm going to actually go 70, then add a nickel to get me to 75, and a quarter to get to $1. Because every time I get to 75, I know a quarter gets me to $1. So let's try this again. I started at 58 cents. And I added my pennies. So I had 58, 59, 60. Then I have 70 when I add that dime. 75, $1. So 58, 59, 60, 70, 75, $1. Okay, now it's your turn. How much change will I get? You figure it out. I paid $1 and I only owed 85 cents. You can do it in your notebook. If you have coins at home, you can use those. If you don't, you can always draw the coins in your notebook. Give it a try. I'm going to start counting up. So I have 85 cents and I need to get to $1. So from 85, I add 5 cents, which puts me at 90 cents. From 90 cents, I add a dime, because adding 10 to 90 gives me $1. So if you got a nickel and a dime, you are correct. Let's try again. Now I'm buying something that costs 30 cents. And again, I'm paying with $1. Go ahead and try it in your notebook. From 30, I added a dime. So 30, 40, another dime, 50. 50. That makes me think about my landmark numbers. I can go on to quarters, can't I? So from 50, I can go to 75, and then $1. So my change is 50, 60, 70, 70 cents. Good job. Tomorrow we'll work more on this. We're going to get bigger amounts of money and we're going to play a little bit of store. So, good luck, good night, and happy math dreams.